Hey everybody, and welcome to a series of speed builds, really. So today we are going to be building all of the lots in the Foundry Cove area of Willow Creek. So this is like where all the starter homes are. So I'm building on Creek Cabana at the moment. And basically, if you've seen my other world video, sorry, that was just me trying to delete those plants because I wanted the driveway there, but I kept the driveway there anyway. Couldn't delete the plants. If you guys know how to do that, please let me know. I have tried the tool mod as well, it didn't work. Anyway, so I have decided to rebuild a majority of the worlds, just because I realized that I was taking a very privileged approach to it. I had been building all of my save file with all the packs, so I own all the packs except for Bit 2. I just know for a fact that I would not use Bit 2 if I owned it. There's no point in owning it, so I'm not wasting my money on it. I also refuse to give EA the funds for that pack, just because it's so utterly ridiculous. So I own all packs except for Batu. And I realise that it is rough, so I will be releasing a save game that's just the packs. Sorry, just the base game plus whatever pack is used in that world. So, for example, Willow Creek is just base game, Oasis Spring just base game, New Crest just base game, Moonwood Mill would just be base game and werewolves, Copperdale will be high squeeze and base game, etc, 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 rather than using all of the packs. I will still be doing builds here and there where I'll, if you guys want to see a particular pack in with it, so if you want to see cats and dogs base game speed builds, I can do those. If you want to see just base game, I'll do those. If you want to see some custom content builds, I can definitely do those. I've got a few that are actually already recorded from my current household that I can, or will be posting eventually when I get to editing them. I just wanted to get these ones out there because I filmed them over the last few days and just wanted to get them out there. Now, most of these houses are ones that I built today, so admittedly I didn't film the last house, but I guess you could say that that's like a surprise for, you know, when the pack actually does release. I'm sorry about this weird pause. I was gonna go edit this out, but then I realized just doing the voiceover again would just be a waste of my time, and I really can't be bothered, so you're just gonna have to deal with the weird pause. I think I was watching a video or something. Now, I also was like making this house too neutral, so you'll see that I do it very light and bright, you know, like as if summer holiday or someone like that was living here. And then I realized that I was doing it too light and bright, which you'll eventually see. I changed it just because of the personality of the sim that I moved in here. I also realized about 2 houses later that I hadn't put a sink in this house. There's also no rubbish bin. I've done a James Turner and not put a rubbish bin in my house, so I'll need to go back and fix that eventually. But yeah, so you'll see that I go back and change the colour of pretty much everything. I also think I've playtested this. I will playtest all of the houses before I release the save file at the very least. So yeah, the sim that lives here, she is an entertainer. She loves to play the guitar. She's kind of like edgy alternative punk, kind of. The outfit she's wearing at the moment is just a cold weather wear. But yeah, making stuff with just the base game has made me kind of grateful that I have all of the packs, because I've not done base game only since I've had the packs. So every time I get a pack, I continue to build with all of the packs, including, you know, base game and everything. I am grateful for debug though, because I was still able to get some pretty cool, like, you know, these wall paintings. I have no idea where that came from. I think it was from the, like, one of these free updates that they've done at some point. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I also really like this end table. You see me use it in at least 2 of these builds, I think. But yeah, as I was saying, so yeah, she's an entertainer, so I put some entertainer stuff in. Before I'm recording this, I have put some households in to the other houses, but upon building them I hadn't, so there's not a lot of personality in the other houses. Please understand that. You know, I hadn't actually built, hadn't actually thought about who I was building for at this point. But yeah, I was putting in these like really ratty fences all around the world because, I don't know, I just wanted it to look really run down, because this is like the low economic area. I even put these like power poles in. I thought they were cool. So yeah, this is like the lower economic, lower class area, yeah. Just basically, you'll see later in the video I do build a motel on the really big lot, because I didn't know what else to do with it, you know. I don't like building duplexes of like actually 2 functional houses for my save games and stuff, because it can be really messy. If you guys do want to see that like duplex, because I do have a duplex here, if you guys want me to build the other half as an actual duplex, well, not duplex, but you know, like a dual house lot, like 2 houses in one lot, then I'll do it. I can do it, I don't mind. Now those kinds of houses really do work for things like the roommate system. If you want like apartments, you can do roommates, and have like quote unquote roommates living in the rest of the house. Here I am putting a rubbish bin out the back. Oh, I did put a rubbish bin in. Anyway, I was trying to figure out how I could line the streets with rubbish and have it be base game. So theoretically, the lots are all base game. So when you download my lots from the gallery, except for the second lot that I have, this one here is not base game. Also, if you can see the street, you can see I've lined it with more rubbish. So when you download the save file, if you do have eco living or werewolves, you'll get that rubbish. It's debug rubbish from those 2 packs. Now if you don't, it just won't be in there. I just wanted that for the aesthetics for my game, to make it look more rundown, as I say. Now this house, for some reason when I uploaded it to the gallery, it said there was a dine out item in it. I have no idea what the dine out item is that I supposedly used in this build. If you guys can figure it out, please point it out to me, and I can either re-upload it with the dine out item in it, or you guys can just find it and delete it or something, I don't know, in your build, or not delete it, but you know that it's going to be either replaced or not in there. I was trying to figure out these columns on the front, but yeah, I've been talking for like 10 minutes straight. I'm just gonna go to a bit of a music break. Alright guys, guys, with these stupid fences, I probably saved you guys like a good 5 minutes of video here where I have cut out most of me trying to get these goddamn fences right. You can still see me. For some reason it wasn't moving in the right, like the way it should be. But yeah, I wanted the whole look of these fences. I don't know why I gave this one. I think I ended up deleting like that whole half, yeah. See, because I realized that the backyard was way too big. I mean, even as it is, it's a pretty big backyard. But the person I imagined living in this house was... I only see them. Oh, I found the dine out! It's the fence that I used. I found the dine out. The fence that I used so that I could put the gate there. Anyway. So there is at least one parent and a toddler. Now, I'm imagining that the parent comes from a like well-established crime family. Now hear me out. I'm not 100% sure if I want them to be a criminal or on bad terms with the crime family. And like, I really don't want to be stereotypical with the kinds of sins that I put in here. So I don't want to have like the crime family being like the Italian mafia, because it's been done before in so many movies. But then I kind of do, because I think it's kind of funny to put in like, you know, stereotypes and, you know, things that we see in movies all the time, with mafia being a bunch of broad Italian guys, you know. That was such a bad accent, I'm sorry if that offended anybody, but now this fence, I don't think it actually works as a fence. If you guys have cats and dogs and you want to put your dog in this and like lock it in the backyard or whatever so that it doesn't run away, maybe put another fence behind the fence, if that makes sense, so that you don't have your dog actually running away, because I don't think it's gonna work. I think the Sims can walk through it because there's no actual real footprint. That's the thing with some fences like this from the debug menus, there's no real footprint for Sims being able to walk through it. Now, in terms of this, I have made it a 1-bedroom, so this is like, I'm imagining quite a poor person living here and leaving the area of their family, so leaving their family behind, coming here, they've got a toddler, and not an infant, I wanted like a toddler, so like they've just dropped everything and now they're living here away from their family. I also wanted to put one of these like power things. I don't know why I just put a random one in the world, but yeah. I was just trying to find things to like clutter up the area. That baseball bat was, because it was a level 8 criminal career baseball bat that I put in. I was thinking of actually putting it back in, to be honest, but I also wanted to put a bridge going over here. I leave this bridge for now, but I ended up changing it. Leaving this build, I changed it. And I also added another bridge on the other side. Don't ask why I'm putting a bridge in it. I just want the world around to look different, if that makes sense. So I want the, you know, I want Willow Creek to look different to you guys. I also had the idea of like exposed pipes around by their oven, just to spice things up. I added a bunch of like debug weapons and stuff next to the baseball bat, so it looked like she just had a bunch of weapons. Completely deleted them all later on. which you'll eventually see, but I kind of want to put the baseball bat back. So I'm imagining, sorry, excuse me. I am imagining that she's a single mom with a daughter, and I'm imagining that she would have a baseball bat to keep herself and her daughter safe, because it's not the best of neighbourhoods. For example, there's another criminal living next door in the motel. I haven't made this household yet. I've made all the other households in the neighbourhood, but I haven't made this household yet. But yeah, I was trying to make that house into like a little tree house, playhouse for the daughter, but ended up deleting it and yeah, just putting another like a real one outside. I was trying to get what looked like a dollhouse for no money. See, look, I'm using that table again, second house, and I definitely use it again in I think it is the other one that I have filmed here. So it's not in the motel, it's in the other house that I have. So this is me just trying to clutter out the bathroom, make it look like someone's living here. So very clearly it is definitely a mum living here, so it would be a mum and daughter. That's what I'm kind of imagining. And I've also put these washing baskets in like everyone's houses. I'm just, yeah, trying to live vicariously through laundry day. If you guys do have laundry day, definitely replace that with an actual basket that functions. I want to have like options on the gallery that you can replace things with, or like, yeah, so it'll be the same building but swapped out, or like 3 versions of the same building on the gallery. So there'll be one that's got like a retail store and then 2 empty lots, one with a retail store, a cafe, and blah 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 blah, blah, you know, and one that's just got the cafe, one that's got the retail store, the cafe, and laundromat, one that's just laundromat, one that's just cafe and laundromat, one that's the retail store and a laundromat, or something, you know, like, is kind of my idea, so that you guys can have, like, if you move into Willow Creek, for example, and you don't have the pack, it will just be like, maybe a library or something, or a gym. It'll just be that. But if you do move in and you've got all of the packs, for example, you can download the one from the gallery that's got the laundromat, that's got, yeah, all the rest of it. Anyway, so that's the end of that house. Oh my god, I was talking for so much. Yeah, we just put some plants, a monkey bars for when the kids are older, just to set a table outside. Now we're doing the motel, so I used these shell things to be like the top floor of the motel, but there's only enough families living in the motel for 4 of the buildings, like 4 rooms, so it's like 1 room on the bottom floor in each of these, and then supposedly like a second room up 1 story. So this has a pretty interesting storyline. I've already gone into live mode and done a little bit of the storyline with one of the Sims living here, because they have family living elsewhere, I'll say, because I don't want to ruin the lore. There is going to be lore in my save game. I'm going to make it full of drama. So for example, someone just had a kid with Eliza Pancakes, but I'm going to still have her and Bob kind of try and work it out. Either, like, you know, even though she's pregnant with someone else's kid. Drama. And yeah, so in terms of the motel, basically they're all the same. I ended up just building one room, and then copying and pasting it to all of the others. and just changing the colour of like the couches and the bed so they're not all the same. And I loosely based the bottom off what was on the top. I couldn't match the paint perfectly to what was on the top. You also see, you can tell on the top that the building itself doesn't actually line up with the wall, but that's the shell. But you know, when you're playing in this house, you're not going to notice. And if you're playing on another lot, you probably won't notice anyway. So yeah, you walk through that front door bit, which yeah, and you got your bedroom on the right. You walk in a little more, you got your bathroom there that's connected like a Jack and Jill style to the bedroom, to the main living kind of area. You got the kitchen that's just against that wall. Sorry, yawn, it's like 9 o'clock. And then yeah, it's like a little dining table in the middle, which is like just a cheap like fold out sort of a thing. And then a really simple, like, I ended up just putting a love seat rather than 3 seater, just a love seat and 2 chairs. And then like a lamp and coffee table, like end table thing with the crap TV on it. And their little rug. I was trying to figure out what looked low quality for like the walls. Decided to do that, and I kind of don't like that whole wall being that like paper, but whatever. Yeah, and then just the bathroom. The bathroom is almost the exact same in like all of these houses. I also forgot that I did not end up making the bathroom Jack and Jill because I used a shower instead. I got rid of the door to the bathroom and now it's just the main bath. Yeah, and then there's a bedroom with the sconces on the wall. But just not a simple bed, it's actually quite a nice bed. And then end tables and dressers. And here I am copying it to across everybody else's rooms. And yeah, I keep getting extra doors, so I'm just deleting those. I also ended up copying the like shell from on top, so I ended up deleting that later. This is like a roundabouty, like serves as like a roundabout / filling up empty space that was in the middle of like the car parky sort of area that is along the front. I also put some, I was trying to find like car parks. I'm sure you can get car park like, I don't know the word for it, but the bit where you drive your car up to, like curbing. But I couldn't find it. I was also trying to find this sign that I wanted. Totally didn't even use a sign that I wanted, but I found another one that was just like pointing to it. And it doesn't look like what, you know, I'm trying to make it look like a motel sign, but it totally didn't look like a motel sign. And here I am changing the colours of like everything basically, the beds, the couches, making the woods match because Lord, I hate it when woods don't match. This one I wanted like to be 3 different colours in there and stuff. Adding in these little litter boxes, rubbish bins, and then the main litter box over there. And trash cans inside the house. I don't think I did that in the other one. Anyway, so this one, the first bit's a little bit different to usual because I forgot to start filming. And then I'm basically just, for the exterior, copying what's on the other house that's on the left. The house that's on the left is the debug house, so that can't be used. It's just a shell similar to the ones you see in the background of all the worlds. You can get them in debug mode or live edit objects, bb.live edit objects. Or if, like me, you have the Twisted Mixie debug mod, you can turn that on. Not debug, better build by. You can turn live edit and debug on. If I didn't have this mod, I tell you, my life would be a lot harder. So anyway, in this household, I totally didn't even tell you about the people in the motel, but there's drama. So there's 2 couples and 1 teen and 1 solo person who's like really always on her own. She doesn't like being around people. Anyway, back to this household that we've got here. I can't even remember the people that I made for it. So I definitely remember the ones that I made for the house that I didn't even film getting made. This one, I think. Oh yes, yeah. So you know that really cool chick when you go into Creator Sim, she's got like the black, like swept back short pixie cut, and that dark red lip, and then the eyeliner, and that red jacket with the fluffy cuffs, and the shorts with the stockings on. If you know, you know. Anyway, so it's basically her with like a meter longer hair, and then just a partner, basically the exact partner that when I clicked add sim, he kind of like got generated with like a beard and stuff, and I just used him. Anyway, so it's them, and they have an infant baby girl. I don't remember their names. I believe their last name is Kraft, and I believe they are married. Fun. Yeah, so the last name I think is Kraft. Anyway, so the neighbour on the left, the blue house, they're meant to be like the neighbours that none of us really want, with like a really overgrown lawn, disgusting, not really taking care of it. I really wish there was easier things in base game to make things look run down. Like, we've got the really gross wallpaper and stuff with city living, we've got like the rubbish and stuff that you get with werewolves and eco lifestyle. There's not a lot that you can do in terms of, you know, making it look run down, if that makes sense. Anyway, so cute little kitchen nook here. Really small kitchens and open plan living is in every single one of these houses, but they are just cheap cookie cutter starter homes. They are all going to be filled, so every single house in the world is going to be filled. I'm going to also be working on at least one rental kind of thing, so one that you can vacation to the world and rent. Maybe not so much in Willow Creek. Maybe I will, but that way if you don't have any games you can still go on vacation with your family, I suppose. But like definitely like Sulani, I'll have places in Sulani, maybe even like you can't do a hotel, so I had to sacrifice one of the penthouses at in San Myshuno to be like a hotel rental property sort of a thing, which I don't mind. And then so I'll do like San Myshuno, Sulani, I'll do, I don't know, Copperdale, I suppose, yeah. But yeah, pretty much every world I want to try and have at least one rental. So yeah, 2-bed starter, and yeah, that's all for these. So that's 2B Foundry Cove. Alright you guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to leave you guys with all of the screenshots now. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to comment your favourite house or your favourite build here, or if you have any recommendations for another build that you want to see me do, leave that down below as well. If you enjoyed, subscribe. I'll just leave you guys with the rest. Thank you all for watching. Bye everybody.